Hey, Waybackers, we are live.
casting a spell, merely staring at a device in your hand. Not flesh and bone, weeds of fantasy, world so grand. All the faces, places bowing to imaginary demands. Try to understand how it's spreading like a virus across the land. Your lenses of rose. If you hope to expose. Dreams are all very well. They can lift you to heaven and pull you out of hell, but it all comes crashing down late at night when there's no one around. You know the people who built this pixel world so bleak were often broken in death and they flee retreat. Nonetheless, into your consciousness they seem to creep and see. Through your lenses of roses. If you hope to expose a shallow empty. Social thing so detached and it's anything but. Tell me, can it ever, ever, ever be enough? It was a first-person shooter, got you ready for your big school onslaught. High school, how they littered the ground. All those video game princesses gagged and dragged and bound. And tell me, just what were you taught? They were best when they made no sound. This tragic kingdom all your own you have found. Through your lenses of rose. If you hope to just to say you won't heed all the dire warnings. Hard times fall on you one morning, break like rain. I believe there's trouble coming up ahead, break like rain. I believe there's trouble coming up ahead. There's a jackknife truck out of Sacramento. Up till then, everything seemed just fine, like we were on our way. Comes crashing, caving in on some random future day. Break like rain. I believe there's trouble coming up ahead. Break like rain. I believe there's trouble coming up ahead. Break like rain. For that notion of progress, way up in your head. It's 14 lanes out of Phoenix, Arizona. Living some illusion built on stilted dreams. At least that's how it seems. All of it topples, tumbles down around with a horrid thunderous sound. Some mad Caroline over blistered sands in some foreign distant land. I hear the blood beneath my feet. Do you wait for implosion? Complete. I believe there's trouble coming up ahead. Break like rain. I believe there's trouble coming up ahead. Break like rain. Put that notion of progress way up in your head.
Woo-hoo-hoo, yeah! Good evening, Waybackers. My name is Adam Carter. You have landed on the Wayback Sessions. You guys know how this goes. We will be monitoring the chat all evening, so if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you want to make fun of me or the band, by all means, please let us know. There is a link in the description of this video if you are so inclined to make a donation, leave a tip for tonight's band, live music, the Wayback Sessions. You can always go to the waybacksessions.com and support our nonprofit foundation, become a monthly member. But right now, we're going to get to why you are here with us. And I would like to introduce the Upper Strata to you. Yes. Good evening, guys.
Howdy.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, we should go with the Swiss thing and say "Grüezi miteinander."
There we go. That's what we were looking for. Waybackers, we have Reg over here on your left on bass. We have Johnny over here on guitar.
Howdy.
Howdy. Yeah. Well, welcome to the show. You guys are on tour from Switzerland.
Yep.
Basel, I believe, is
Correct.
the accurate. It's not Basel with some other country with an S. It is Switzerland.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You did your homework.
So you guys have been on tour for a couple of months, and you are swinging through Phoenix. How's tour been going?
Oh, it's nuts. It's every show's been pretty amazing in different ways, sometimes it's like storyteller time and we're sitting there and everybody's just chill listening, and then sometimes it's a dance party. It's been really varied, but a lot of fun.
Right? It just depends on what's happening.
Yeah.
So you know what? Somebody piped in earlier today, and they asked me, perhaps you two can help me. It was, I know I'm going to slaughter this. Is it Giljan Chocolate Shop? Giljan Chocolate Shop?
That must be another S country.
No, this was somebody that had looked you guys up, was texted me and said, "Hey, I was in Basel. There's a chocolate shop. I wonder if they know." Anyway, we can move past that.
If it's a touristy thing, we probably
Probably don't
go
know
there.
it. Yeah. Well,
Sorry, don't mean we get mobs of tourists in Basel because it's a very beautiful city and there's lots and lots of museums and things, and so we you have to fight the crowd sometimes to get away from them. So that might be on the tourist drag.
in a gorgeous country.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. So can you guys let's dig into this for a second. What is this hybrid electronic live thing you are throwing down on tonight? What is going on?
Well, we kind of started a home recording and back in Switzerland, and then we moved to the States, and we're like, hey, we could get an amp and do this at a pizza joint and just anywhere on the corner in the States. It's a little different in Europe, but we're like, cool, yeah. So we did that, and we just started playing mostly as an acoustic duo, but we kind of were longing for that full sound that we had with the home recordings, and so we figured out several different solutions, and we desperately wanted to avoid putting a laptop on stage. We just felt like that was a taboo, so we ended up with a looper. It wasn't that we were opposed to drummers, it's just that the looper allows us to travel as a duo. And
Sorry, Todd. if
Right.
you're there.
Speaking of
and Jason
Todd,
and Troy
Todd,
and
wait your
Josh and-
moment, Todd. We will get to you later. Wait your time. So it is curious that you're doing looping, but it's not looping as in the sense that I'm usually used to it, as somebody layering and looping with a pedal. It's like you've got things figured out and triggering it all live, making it happen right now.
Right, and well, I mean, there's that paradigm of where you need to see the person do the loop, or it isn't somehow live music. And we were like, well, you know what? Les Paul and Mary did stuff like this with tapes
They
back in the
did.
40s, right? So let's get over that and just give people a good full sound. And so that's kind of how it developed. Once you make that leap, then it's like, well, why not have a keyboard track in there, and why not have things that we can't do live? And that's a slippery slope in some people's minds,
guess,
but
yeah, in some people's minds, and I think that the more that I spend time with music, which seems to be always, the easier all of that is to grasp, because I think when you break it all down, it's art and it's music and it's an expression. And how can you tell somebody it's not right?
yeah, right.
Like, I just don't understand that component.
I think the thing that happened to us is, Morley, who tours with Congos and goes around rapping with them sometimes, and he did a residence at the old Long Wongs when we lived in Phoenix, and he came out and rocked the house with a iPod Touch, and we're like, why are we worried about this taboo of playing with a looper?
Right.
This is obviously, there's rap music that they don't perform anything, musically live. It's, manipulating sounds, which is musical and live, but it's, it's not that you have to play something. So I think once we kind of got over that, it was just opened a lot for us. But also as well, she's playing with like a live synth pedal, and I've got synth sounds over here that I'm imitating with different pedals and things. So it gets blurry as to what's live and what isn't. We get a lot of people coming up after a show to look at our pedals and how are you getting all these weird sounds and what's live, what isn't?
I know it's live. I'm standing here not far from you, and I'm watching it happen.
Right.
And I know that we don't have any backing tracks going, and we don't have anything piped in and crazy, and this is all being triggered and done live in front of us. Speaking of live and in front of us, I would like to hand the show back to you because I think you flew all the way in for this show. Not exactly, but you're here anyway. And so
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. Do you have more songs? I'm not even going to joke. You have more songs. I want to hand the show back to you too, and I would like to ask for more music. I'll see you in a little bit.
Awesome.
'Kay.
Thanks. Is it Sapphire? Okay.
Complete illusion from thousand spies to the blood-soaked ground. Are you the rider of chains that once bound cathedral bells and choirs left angelic sound? Sapphire, sapphire blue. Something for your crown when the world is troubling you. Clouds gather and it grows darker still. Rain patters upon an ancient windowsill. Peasants saddle soldiers, just more crest for the royal mill. Mighty empire of cannon and cold steel, with the mission to break your will. Stolen sapphire, sapphire blue. Something for your crown when the world is troubling you. Seems perverse, absurd, alas, but somehow not to. Call it priceless or worthless, depending on your mood or point of view. Go ahead and push us to our knees, and then call us beggars and weak. Still introduce
Thanks very much. Take my hand and wander into a land of waterfalls and moss-covered trees, cascading down upon the slippery stones and scattered like so many broken dreams. Oh, come with me into the green, riotous lush as I've ever seen. I was lost in a northwest haze before the autumn gray, and the red and golden leaves all seem to fade away. There's the fog lifting in the redwood and fir, and sounds of the ocean. Ooh, teasing and the saying, won't you come with me into the green? Riot as much as I've ever seen. Up to the quiet serene, precious moments we made a candle. Come with me into the rain, into the There's a tangle of plunging growth of mud and earth and rope, and there are logs, and they're bleached upon the shore. And I know, they will sway in the breeze. They will sway in the breeze no more. Saying, come with me into the green, yeah. Riot and lush as I've ever seen. Up to the quiet serene, precious moments we made a key. Come with me into the green. Breaking the veil as the kingdom of billowy white is exposed. Majestic peaks and snow-capped, but nobody knows. We drift beneath the mist and fog, advancing deep and into the woods. When all of this is fresh to kissed and rain. Lost in the mist. There's a rain gently falling over all of this. Deep in the green. Oh, come with me. Oh, riots as much as I've ever seen. Up to the quiet serene, precious moments in a dead of come with me into Thank you.
sounds so good. It sounds so good to me in my ears. Are you sounding good on that
nice.
end?
Yeah, it's nice.
I mean,
It's
you
nice to
hear-
be able to hear everything because it's not always the case live.
Not
you know?
always the case.
Yeah.
So-
Especially with her bass stuff and everything. Sometimes it's like, oh, those subwoofers don't like that at all.
Right.
Rattling them right out the
Yeah.
club, you know.
Well,
Well,
we're
thanks. We feel like we're in the pocket, so.
Yeah, it sounds great. Looks great. We're going to check in with Studio B here in a second, but I want to break into your connection with Arizona. And I'm going to bring up Juan Montoya right now because that's how we're connected immediately. We actually saw Juan earlier this evening. What is your connection with Mr. Juan Montoya? And he's from way backers. Metropolis Man. He's a bass player in Metropolis Man. You've seen him on the show, and he's always out and about. So, how do you know? How do you guys know? Juan?
From Guitar Center, actually.
Okay.
When he was working
No
there at the
kidding.
Tempe store before it moved, the old one on Elliott.
Yeah.
And I bought a resonator guitar from him, a nickel-plated one. Heads up, don't play a nickel-plated guitar in Arizona live outside. I had, like it has this like metal mesh on it. And I
It
got
does.
that permanently burned into my arm, so
I can imagine.
it sounded great, but not a good idea.
Not quite the outside Arizona guitar.
Yeah, so that's how I met him, and he's like, "Hey man, you want to play a show sometime?" And we just got chatting, and he put on a show at Boondocks, and we ended up playing with him there at Boondocks with his old band,
Yeah.
something or other. I can't remember.
I can't keep
But-
up with everybody. I do my best.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of
Pack
a
rat,
lot of comments, and there are people that are recognizing you from back in the day. So let's check in with Studio B. Studio B, you out there tonight? You out
Studio
there?
B is in here.
Hey, Jake, how's it going?
Hi.
Good to hear your voice, man. What's going on out in Shit Chat Land? Anything we need to know about, man? What's happening?
I've been watching, and it seems like all these locals know these internationals.
I know it's
Yeah.
weird. I saw that.
I think you guys. I've lived in Phoenix my whole life, and nobody says hi to me.
Oh, right.
So
No, we were here for a while, and honestly, we're kind of nostalgic about the Valley because we will never play that much again. I don't think we clocked in one year where it was 91 shows in one year.
Jeez,
yeah.
in Phoenix,
in
or
the
area.
whole state, though.
the
I mean,
state.
all of Jerome, and we would do the Spirit Room in the Mile High, and then we'd go down to Bisbee and play a bunch of places there. But we had like a regular acoustic duo thing at the Duck and Decanter. Shout out to those folks.
Saturdays and Sundays. Woo.
Ooh, we used to love it. Yeah, and
Especially in April when it's really hot
Yeah, it
and
was
nobody
insane.
else wants to play outside.
Professional Gatorade drinker is what that is. Yeah, I mean that's what you're getting paid for. And I was like, holy crap! But it would look like we had fallen into a lake or something by the end of it. We were so wet. But no, those were good times, and we could work out a lot of material either at the Mile High or at Duck and Decanter. There's nobody standing around. We started learning to harmonize together just on the clock, essentially, because there's no one there. So we look back on that time and think, wow, those were good days. And we recorded about 4 albums in the Valley.
Right. Yeah.
Shout out to SER where we
I
recorded.
definitely want to
to
get to that. Anything else going on Studio B that we need to?
Hi Todd.
I know.
Studio B out.
Hi, Todd.
Yeah.
Todd is out there. Yeah, Tyler Honga, he's out there in a Bacterial Cafe. Yeah, all kinds of folks. So
Yeah.
speaking of Todd, we're talking about Todd Bolzer.
Right.
And this is an interesting thing because I don't know what the last time you spoke or saw Todd.
It's been a while. It's been a while, yeah.
You know,
time.
he
Just online and stuff,
I'm friends with him.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I'll just break it right now. I've been playing in a new band, and hopefully we'll be playing out soon called Camelo Road. But Todd is our drummer.
Mm-hmm.
He's yeah.
Well,
Lucky-
of course.
lucky
of course.
you.
Of course. And lucky us. Absolutely. Look, like I was saying earlier, you've got to have a solid drummer to be able to drive that train, and he is that guy.
Right.
But he follows the show. And he sent me a random text. He was like, I know these guys. And then it came over with an album, and he was in the liner notes.
Right.
As the drummer. And
There's
I went,
pictures there and everything.
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm missing something. So we'll go back to this connection in Arizona.
Yeah.
Because, you're from Switzerland here. But
I am.
you
He's
are.
not.
You're
He's
right. I could tell by the accent.
That's what he does when border control stops us. they look at him, they think he's Mexican, and then they go like, "So
Are
you
you
have
both
your?"
U.S. citizens? Yes.
And then he goes, "I am. She's not."
Right, it happens.
Take the heat off me.
Yeah.
Right. You know, not that they would profile or anything.
So,
like that,
so
yeah.
I misspoke. You're from Switzerland. Johnny, you're not. However, you both reside there.
Right, correct.
And
correct.
so that brings me to a question. I'm assuming that you're independent artists and
Mm-hmm.
you are putting together tours on your own, like you are here in the States. What does it take? I'm assuming that this is going to be you've got to want it and you've got to work really hard to make it happen. But
Mm-hmm.
what is that like to be able to cross the pond and come over here and tour?
Like a really strong desire for barbecue.
Burritos, green chili, stuff like that. So it's like we'll tour through like New Mexico, and that's the main motivation. Is green chili. You know? So we're foodie people. You know, we love to cook at home and things like that. But you know, there's just some stuff you can't get in Switzerland anywhere. They wouldn't know.
Yeah.
You know what in the world. You know
A hatch
that
chili
stuff
is.
right. Yeah. That's a big motivation. The scenery, because you know we just came through Monument Valley yesterday, and forget it. That's insane. That's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, there's beautiful things in Europe, of course, and,
Yep.
and in Switzerland. Within a stone's throw, you've got Alps in different countries and things.
Yeah.
But it's just different. The wide open spaces, the chill people. We just meet crazy people all across California when we were playing, and everywhere we go. And it just might be at the grocery store or something, but you have these funny interactions. And European people are a lot more formal, and they're not going to do that sort of thing. And they're like, "Look, get your vegetables and get out, right? You know, don't mess around." And
No
so,
time for chit chat.
right. Well, and everything's about being on time and
Right.
things, right? So you're 5 minutes late, you miss your train. Now you're an hour late because the next one doesn't come for. So you get it, but I mean, to do it, you have to figure out a way to do it simply. Like we have a storage unit, we keep some stuff here.
Okay.
That cuts a lot of the hassle down. We bring our pedal boards, carry on,
Okay.
and then we come over and we try to buy clothes here, so we don't have as many things. You know, we hit like the thrift stores and things and buy crazy stuff as we're on the road. And so we just try to travel as light as possible. I would say acoustic duo would be like the easiest thing to do for someone, but we're maniacs and want the drum beats and stuff. So, and we do that. We actually pack up some acoustic instruments and go as Johnny and Reg and play shows.
Right.
And totally different venues, totally different sound and set list and everything. But
But it goes back. You guys were playing here somewhere around 10 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah,
That was when
yeah.
your big stint was here, and that's when people, because you were in the throes of everything that was happening, and playing at the Rogue and
Right,
everywhere
right.
else. But,
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, all of that. And you know, it's, like I said, it was a good time. It was a good sort of formative time for us to be able to
Yeah.
experiment and things. And we eventually like mutated into doing a lot more home recording, which is how we started. And she took up the mantle of being engineer, and now she's graphic designer for all the albums and things that we do. And
Speaking of, you were very kind, the two of you, to gift me a bunch of vinyl I can't wait to crack open. And so where can we get that? On
Just
the
Bandcamp.
website?
Bandcamp, yeah.
Order it there.
Yep.
Go and find you guys on Instagram, on Facebook. You guys have great videos on YouTube. So reach out, the Upper Strata Waybackers, and
Do
you
it
can,
in the next day or two. While we're still in the States, we're going to throw in some goodies, tote bags to ship it, because it's a lot cheaper for us to ship it to you if you order it in the U.S.
There we go.
Right,
And Reg, that's ordering through Bandcamp in
Yeah.
order to get
Yep.
all that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's how you're running it. That's
and,
awesome.
And we're not sure about Loop Elk. If you're trying to get a copy of that, we might be sold out of that. We'll have to check. We have
Okay.
some more back in Switzerland, but like she said, it's expensive
It might-
to ship.
yeah.
They don't have media mail like here. It's super cheap to mail. If you just mail an album, it's called media mail, and it's really cheap. So that helps us out. But please, hit us up next couple of days. We'll just spend our last day at the post office. It's
Yeah,
fine.
you know what? Find them on Instagram, on Facebook. Hit me up. I'll connect you. Can we hear some more music?
Absolutely.
All right.
What do we got next?
The show is back to you.
Okay.
all function like a car broken apart. These relieved these dark thoughts unspoken. Watch the end of the world from the safety of my window. Alas, it is. It's just a bittersweet place. Friends again. Somehow race against time. Making my peace with the great sublime. You know those questions and answers, pupils on top, hovering, lingering till it's all destroyed. All my fighting and share is winning for now. Watch the end of the world from the safety of my window. But alas, it is just a bittersweet place. Spacey, I weather the storm. My course, for instance, I flies. Irony, how it beckons and calls. Watch the end of the world from the safety of my window. But alas, it is just a bittersweet Sure enough, you're not ready. on in trains. No more can't seem to see the day. No, the timing is no kind of road. Oh, the question took too long. Sometimes we put in all the effort, but we're still never found. Like a pearl locked up in the ocean. Without a sound. Woo! Oh yeah!
Thank you. Merci Fermal, as we say in the old country. Sky journal, I'm tallying up the days that the gray skies that part, they finally went away. You're complaining folks need your time, but divided fine, well maybe you're their only lifeline. Shouldn't be fine. Only lifeline. Further down the line. Only lifeline. Only lifeline, further down the line. Stranger currents, I know it's something you don't make sense. It's something you were pretty sure you knew. Quick to boil up and over, too soon we crumble from blissful slumber. See the sparks fly. Things get out of line. Sure it will be fine. Things get out of line. Further down the line. Things get out of line. Sure it will be fine. Things get out of line. Further down the line. Oh, drop down, and shield, 'cause you're grazing in the field. And I think they got your number, little chance at a wonder. Yeah, rips right open, yeah. I'm bubbling and it's gone like all the leaves that just moving on to some other time, some other place, further down the line, further down. Shouldn't you be fine? Further down the line, further down the line, further down. Thanks.
Yeah.
Danke.
Did
Dankeschön.
that was totally cool. I didn't interrupt, right?
Grazie. Right? No,
I
no,
came
that
in
was
at
it.
the right spot, right?
That was it. Yeah. That's
So
it.
you know what I want to say?
It doesn't resolve. That's
It-
that
it-
was
yeah,
what's throwing
no,
you
a
right.
cold stop, like,
Yeah,
hard
yeah.
stop, right there, full stop. Reg, when you're grooving, okay, you look like how I feel when I'm grooving.
Yeah.
But I've seen video and I don't groove. But if I could,
Yeah, yeah.
I would.
It's spooky sometimes,
It's
right?
awesome.
She's just like
You're
so
in
in tune with
and
it.
It's
Yeah, I know.
just like
It's fun to watch.
I feel I hear every move you're making.
It's because I can hear everything, and you guys dialed everything in so well.
She just gets lost in the groove. It's so fun to watch. It's like sometimes I'm missing vocals and stuff because I'm watching her
Just check.
jamming. I'm like, oh, wow.
So you guys, Studio B, should we check in with you again? Because I saw, our buddy, Tom in Ho Chi Minh City is piping in. And
wow.
is there anything else we need to be checking in with
I
you
think-
guys on?
I think primarily we want to acknowledge that and visualize and
Yes.
maybe use sound and smell in the
Okay.
whole thing.
Okay.
Gary and
All
his
of our
wife.
senses.
Gary and his wife are having a dance party in their living room right now.
Sweet, sweet.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
that's been the coolest thing from California all the way to here. It's been a dance party for us. I mean,
Do people dance the same in Switzerland as they do in the United States?
That's
They're
a good
kind of
question.
stiff.
Can you demonstrate
depends.
American style to European
it
style?
depends.
Like,
It depends. If they're from the French region, they're really funky, or the Italian region, they're funky. But yeah, German folks, yeah.
They're a little-
so it's a north-south thing.
So what does the German groove look like?
Yeah. Well, we got to play a blues festival in Switzerland. I was talking to a German blues guy, and he's like, "So, tell me about catfish. This means a woman, doesn't it?" And I'm like, "No,
Bottom
something to
So,
eat, man.
maybe.
It's something to eat." And that's when you realize, oh, it's a whole culture that you're not getting the whole culture. No, that's you gotta to sing that song about catfish. You gotta love catfish, right? You gotta understand what that is. So there's a lot that's different in Europe as far as how people react to it. But they love the Euro dance type stuff that we do for sure. And
Yeah.
some people are aficionados of blues like you can't believe over there, where it's like they got the old 78s and all of it.
Well, we were talking. There's another band that's been on tour. They're in Europe. They're in South America. They're actually from Arizona. They'll be on, but straight up a hardcore blues band, and not old blues like electric, like Stevie Ray Vaughan,
Chicago and-
yeah, and stuff like that.
Cool.
And but they eat that up. They
Some
eat
of them,
that
yeah.
authentic
Some of them, yeah.
blues rock up over
Right,
there.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and in the right circuits, I suppose. So
Yeah.
what does like your songwriting process look like?
Whew, it's all over the place. This new album with Hugh, it was a lot of regular coming up with these cool sequencer things and beats. She's a geek for sitting around with like mini portable devices, and
Yeah.
so we were traveling around Malaysia, and
He
she's
has the geeky shirt, and I'm the geek.
And you're the geek.
Yeah.
she loves to make beats and things, and she'll bring in an idea, and I'll be like, oh, I hear a verse, I hear a chorus, and I act like a ranger sometimes, and like the one we did earlier, Stolen Sapphire Blue, which is that really kind of dark, slow thing.
Yeah.
I immediately started writing lyrics to that when she played it to me. It was just one she created while riding around on trains and island hopping in Malaysia. So we did this vacation in Malaysia, and we were just really inspired by it. And so a lot of songs came from that. Sometimes it's me sitting around on acoustic guitar and bringing ideas to her, and then
And
she's
then I
like,
create the bass and stomp all over.
yeah, and then, like, for example, the last one we did, I had a totally different song going on, and she came in with that bass line. I'm like, oh, that's better. Let's go with that. So then I just scrapped my idea and just kept the lyrics and made it groove to what she was doing. So
That's
it's a give and take.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work otherwise.
I love being in a band for those reasons, because I come in with a preconceived notion, or somebody does, and then it's like, oh yeah, no, I get that, and then you do your take on it, and it's
Yeah.
completely different.
Hopefully good.
Oh,
in a good way.
hopefully,
Yeah.
and hopefully in a good way.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Sometimes it's not so nice. Sometimes, oh, you just stomped all over my song. But no, we'll drop songs if we don't really feel it
Yeah.
together, and we have like albums worth of stuff where it's like, let's just move on. We just wanted to bring the color and bring a real positive vibe on the new album. So yeah, any of those COVID songs, we just know they'll probably never be heard from. But And we like to field record. So, like the last one we did parts of it in Malaysia and Morocco and in Basel. And then the one before was in a little tiny church in Italy. And then the one before that was in a boathouse in Norway. And so we'll let that influence the songwriting process too.
Yeah.
Like if you listen to the song Fickle Fjord, which is the one we did about 3 songs back,
Yeah.
with the grids all over us, that thing, if you listen really closely with the headphones, you hear a watery sound, sort of sounds like a Balinese gamelan or something. And it was just the sound of the fjord. She put the microphone outside and recorded it. And I'm like, you should write a song to that. And she
you
did. So, and I just plopped lyrics on top of it. But so we let that happen to that process of being in a place and letting it inspire us to go somewhere different. And every album we try to do things that are sort of challenging for us too, to go somewhere new. So this is a real challenge to learn all these songs for this tour, because it's like, oh wow, why did I do that guitar part exactly? My fingers are pretzel.
How am I going to do? So do you guys have you're wrapping up here in the States and you're heading back home.
Yeah.
Do you have any more dates?
Bisbee.
You do?
Yeah, the
Is that
Bisbee
tomorrow
Social
night,
Club. Yeah,
right?
come on down. Bisbee's always a party.
Bisbee.
There's no bad reason to go there. And we'll be at the Bisbee Social Club first time. We've played that venue. We usually play the Quarry or the Bisbee Grand. Shout out to those folks. And we just couldn't work it out logistically this time, so we did Bisbee Social Club. So that'll be first. We know some folks have already said, yeah, we're not going to see you in Phoenix, but we'll go down there. You know.
Hey, whatever it takes.
Yeah, right.
Whatever it takes, location, right?
Yeah.
So
Cool.
we are getting to that point in the evening,
Mm-hmm.
and do we have one more song?
Oh, we got like 3 hours of stuff,
We
but
do-
we don't.
okay. Okay.
But no.
Rick's like, wait a minute. That wasn't in the.
No.
Well, I'm gonna hand the show back over to you and see where this goes.
And this is one of the dance party songs that usually people would be stomping and getting crazy on this
I
one.
shall
So
do my best. Back
our
here.
folks at home who are doing that, we applaud you for that. Appreciate it. This is 129, weirdest song we have because it was written in a dream. Long story, but I wrote it in a dream and woke up and sang it into my phone, and so here it is. The lyrics are just the dream I'm describing it. This is 129 in the AM.
Trick of the light, trick of the must be these dreams of late that haunt me. At 129 in the AM, there's another world between pitch and dawning. Strange deja vu of things that never were. That never were. Figures in the fog light, a kind of a trickle of light, a coming morning. Trick of the light, keep up this pace, despite all my yearning. No oil left in the lamp, forever burning. Trick of the light. Must be these dreams of late that wake me, shake me from a film that seems so real. Entrapped by foes and blots and lightning, spoken love from a weary
Thanks, way back session.
Reg, Johnny, the Upper Strata. Love you guys. Thank you so much for putting in all the effort to be here on the show and to swing by and, yeah.
Well,
Get
thank
down
you.
to Bisbee.
Right back at you, buddy.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
No, this
All
is
of
what
you.
makes it all happen. Waybackers, you know what? Instagram, Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
most importantly, Bandcamp. You can buy all the records. Look, I was gifted some really sweet stuff, and you know what? You know how this works. Real quick, before I get to how it works. Next week, we are taking a bit of a spring break. So hopefully you are subscribed and notified on YouTube. Keep an eye out there. We'll be releasing the schedule moving forward. So, pay attention there. We are going to bring up the house lights as we wrap things up and talk about what an amazing show we had this evening, how much fun we had while we dropped the needle on a very special album. This is Hue. This is what you can go and purchase and order on Bandcamp. Please do so. There's a few other albums there that I highly recommend you should grab. Drop the needle on them yourself. But right now, we'll drop the needle. Cheers from the way back. We will see you soon. The Upper Strata. Thank you very much.
Merci vraiment.
Woo!
Good job. That's a wrap.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm all tangled.
They said that album cover is a hot.
People just want to look at it. One lady said, I don't even have a record player. I just want to hang it up on my wall.
Nice.
Like, all right.
You designed the cover?
Regular did.
Oh, well, then it's still coming.
There we go. We're still live, just so you know. Greg. Thank you. You are so fun to watch. It sounded so good. Really.
It was awesome.
I'm sure.
We're glad that we were able to do this at the end of the
Tell
tour.
them all to go to
Possibly more polished than it would have been.
Hey, live is live.
So
Like,
much
I
for
think that's the thing.
running everything.
Live is live, and they're two different arts. It's recording arts, and then there's the live performance arts, and it's the whole package. And, I personally like to separate them so that you're not stuck into something. It's like, no, come see us live to hear it, the way we perform it. Go listen to the record if you want to hear it like that. Let's see a Shelby cat out here. Shelby. Oh, she's like, guys, I missed the show. I was meowing right as you started. I told you I wanted
I got pedals to play.
Uh-huh.
Picking me up. She loves to play. You know, she loves to play on.
Yeah, she would have done that during the show. That would have been not good.
You would have heard.
There's a lot of tap dancing going on.
No,
Especially this song. This one's like 3 different things I got to do.
I thought that sounded great. It looks great. We'll see the visuals. Some of it came through. Some of it wasn't coming. That's why I had those lights kind of down. And then sometimes it comes up. You can see it. So
That's how it is live too.
right.
We got to play in theater in Eastern Switzerland, and they had a huge screen, and it was just outrageous.
Did I see video?
I
of
sent you that, yeah.
Okay, because I remember looking at that going, really, guys?
The
Like,
clips from
that's-
Portland. They do a lot of like live video art stuff in Portland.
Yeah.
You go to Monster,
Yes.
and they had a big area for it. There's one song, Lenses of Rose, where there's a giant eyeball and there's a cat shooting lasers out of its eyes. It's really like surreal stuff. And it looked really great there.
Yeah.
It just varies. Sometimes it's just flashing lights on the scene.
Right.
It's really amazing.
Right. Did Larry Monster have that adornment the whole show? Huh. Okay.
Slipped it right in before we started.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't think anybody knows.
I'll get out of your way now.
No, there's 2 songs up here you guys haven't heard. So on this side, we had to cram too much on each side because we couldn't afford to do a double album.
The limitations of vinyl.
Exactly, right? Yeah, I think that's why I hate to say it, but I think CDs will come back one day because you can fit a
beepers.
There's not so much in Phoenix, but
You know, it's that thing where, like, if you can get over the what is better, and you can just go to what you enjoy, and you can understand that other people enjoy things that maybe you don't, and they have their opinions, and you can just like dig on that. Then it's all cool.
well, and ultimately you want high quality.
Yeah.
You want lots of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And streaming isn't that.
Yeah.
But CDs are. Vinyl, you know, I talked to some folks who didn't grow up with vinyl who were discovering it, and they're like, it's so interactive, you have to get up and flip the thing. I'm like, it's really? Yeah, you're just, alright.
No, it's I think even though I don't personally don't appreciate MP3s for their song quality. I do appreciate them
Endless
for
amounts of music.
absolutely, and you know what, getting it into people's pockets, and you know what, you sit there and go, well, do I want it in your pocket, or do I want you to never hear it?
Right.
Can I sacrifice a bit of my own, like, dare I say, ego of what I think is good to make sure you're hearing it? And if you're enjoying that, and I know plenty of people with MP3s that they don't care and they don't hear the difference, and I believe them.
Yeah.
You put on a wave or a CD, and you put on an MP3, and they're like, and I'm sitting there going, really? Okay, whatever. And they have gotten a lot better.
I will say that, but well, and you get into this thing of most people say they're music people, but then why does pop music exist at all? You know, like Top 40 Radio, where they just play this song every hour on the hour.
Here's my
a
theory.
preview.
I've thought about this a lot.
Yeah.
People are into music. It doesn't mean that they want to listen to music. It means that they want to be rock stars. And the only way they can do that is that they can sing along to all the words. So they make all the vocal harmonies the same in every song, and every pop song's got like the same structure, so people can sing. It's the karaoke effect. They're singing along, so they feel like they're in the music.
They're interacting, they're enjoying
But
it.
anything that
well,
deviates out of that,
I have
like,
no idea what any of them
You ever see
mean.
that Axis of Awesome saying?
That's a violin and viola.
No.
Yeah.
That's what she does.
They're an Australian comedy group.
Okay.
Hilarious how many songs.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Were in structure.
Yeah.
The thing is old clips of that. They could have in the last like 5 years added another 200.
Easily. Yeah, man, they don't change.
Yeah. It's a formula.
Yeah, you get your 145 or you get a 163, you know, like, yeah, so it's like, those things are just proven to work, and they'll just beat it to death.
Folk music.
Sure.
Probably 3 chords.
Yeah, but I think that's
Something pure in that too, though. I mean,
Oh, that's the visual one. Okay.
Because there's an improvisation nature within that structure.
Right.
And you can go in from the other night and you can see how far you
I knew this was gonna eat it, but there was some neat stuff that happened. We tried to cue in on
Yeah.
like there was one part where I went, "Man, this is all popping off like all the guitars, not on you," and so I went in on it. I'm like, hopefully people will just dig what's happening visually, and
it's like you can do that, and then you can speak.
yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
What is happening?
Or like do something like this is hard, but it's like you got everything else kind of follow the rules. Like it's,
Yeah.
you break one, you just can't break all 3.
Right, no, yeah, for sure.
You guys shop and buy your clothes instead of like packing them and bringing them. That's so
That's
great.
true. Somebody needs to be
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
you need to keep the shit going.
Yeah.
Hey, David Rhodes, it's not too late for questions. If you'd like to throw them into the chat, I'll
Right,
go
the clothes and
retrieve them,
shoes.
and then I'll have John
Yeah.
or Reg answer them for you. So
So,
run over, see what's going on there. So pipe in,
Yeah.
we'll look at comments if you're still there.
Okay.
And I was talking into the camera,
Yeah.
not the mic, so I'm not sure you heard me.
The high heels. Yep. Yep.
Running shoes.
There you go.
they're all
Yeah.
in the hot tub and studio
No
beach.
Okay. Right, okay. Okay, so David, you missed that part of the show, but I'll ask it again. So, Greg,
Why, I have to come up close?
well, maybe we can, you don't have to do anything. Gilgin Chocolate Shop.
Kinda on 'em.
I don't like chocolate.
She's the only
So-
person alive that doesn't like chocolate.
We did David, because of you, I talked about getting your question today before we went on the air. I brought it up. Yeah, no.
Okay, what about this?
Her region
Any
doesn't
more
do
questions? I'll go
Hot
look
chocolate
again.
in the Swiss Alps? Like, is that a place? Is that a thing?
Hot chocolate.
Swiss cheese? You mean that?
Yeah. Is that a place? Do we need to go there?
Nobody knows that. That's like Swiss cheese.
Oh.
Oh, David's blowing up the thing now. Oh, he says they have pastries.
Oh, alright.
Okay, well.
Hey, yeah, and I'm glad you were cooking, David, because I missed that part of the
Oh,
evening,
really?
so we're gonna have to go do that
Wow.
We don't need out.
in a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you for being with us, Dave.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Cook at home and all that. The ingredients can be anything, you know.
Yeah.
Like, so where we're at is this little island of Switzerland.
Love you, brother.
Across
Thank
the
you
bridge
so
in
much.
Germany.
Cheers, Waybackers. Really appreciate you guys being
Yeah.
here. We're going to be dark for a week or two during taking some spring break time. Keep posted, subscribe, notified on YouTube. We'll push the shows out. We'll see you soon. Cheers.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's kind of a privilege to be able to do that. The mushrooms are kicking in.
They're wearing off. What are you guys talking about?